Everyone, welcome to your beginner snowboarding lesson. Now, what we're going to learn about now is the setup of the board. First of all, we've got the nose of the board, the tail of the board. This is dictated by your stance, copy or natural. And you should know this by already, and also the lettering on the board will face the motion of the nose. Now, if you're natural, then your left foot will be forward. If you're goofy, then your right foot will be forward. We've also got the base of the board, which is obviously the bottom, and your heel and toe side, which is quite self-explanatory. Your heel side is your heel rail here, and your toe rail is 1 million toes up. The bindings themselves have the heel section. This keeps your heel at the correct stance, and you've got your base plate and you've got your bindings themselves, which are basically a ratchet system where you grab one end, stick it through the cord, and then pull it down using the ratchet itself. Now, riding regular, you're going to have your left foot in first, strapping in, your heel as far back as you possibly can. Make sure you clean it out with snow to start off with. Your heel back in as far as you can. Start off with the back strap. This is going to bring your heel as far back as possible into the board, into the binding, sorry. Do it down as tight as you possibly can, and then secondly, do the toe strap and tighten that down using the ratchet. Using this, we'll be able to just move around the lifts and move around the park as we need. Now, the most important thing with snowboarding is to keep balanced over the board. Now, to do this, you have to imagine the board's cut in half, and where that drawing a line straight up from there is exactly where your center of gravity should be. So if you pretend there's a big triangle, it's going to be your left foot and your right foot, and your nose. That triangle should always be parallel with the board, the base of the board. Rightio, so if everyone wants to strap in using their front foot, then we'll start doing some mobility. Make sure you put your heel strap in first. Okay, once you're in, just maybe you can do your toe strap there. Or you're going to leave the heel on. I don't have a toe strap. Oh, you don't have one? Sorry. Righto. Nice to see you about that. Alright, maybe just give the board a little kick so you can get a feel for it. Rightio. Now the first thing we're going to do is just do a little slide. Slide along. So what you do is just put your right foot, or your back foot rather, just behind your front foot, just move it along. Just no further than your actual back binding, otherwise you might hurt yourself. So just like this, you want to watch me? This is how we'll move around the park. We'll try that burden. Moving along to our own. That's good, you've all used your back foot there. Now you can also use your front foot, which might be easier in some scenarios. So use your front foot, exact same thing. Move it just to the back of your front foot, moving no further than your back binding. Right. That's good. Using your back foot there. That's good. Alright, so if we all get in a line again, just give yourselves a bit of room. What we're going to do now is turn in a little circle. So burgling, you want to give yourself a bit of room. And basically with the circle, it's exactly what I'm talking about, is you just put one foot in the other. Moving the board around with a pivot point. So you've all used your front foot there, now we'll do the back foot. So the back foot going around to the back side. A slope, and we'll practice just gradually sliding down that slope with one foot in. So if you want to come up here, there's a little bit of a slope here. Not show you exactly what I mean. But then the
Okay, cool, man.
progression is going to be sliding along and then coming to a stop with your foot. Still only having one foot in the binding. So what this is going to be, like before when we did the step and just slid along the board, this time we're going to ride with the board a little bit more. Having as soon as we push off, we'll put our foot just on the board itself, not in the binding, next to the back binding. This is where we're going to start our, and you can either move your foot forward so your toe is in the snow, and that's where you're going to stop with your toe, or you can move it back so your heel is in the snow and you can stop with your heel. So what you'll find is the side that your toe or your heel are on is the side that your board is going to turn. So I'll just demonstrate quickly, and then after that what I'll do is go in a little circle. I'll come back around, I'll show you how to climb up a hill with your board on the angle. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you how to slide and then come to start with one foot. And then there's my toe, and you'll see that my toe has hit the ground, hit the snow, and I've started to turn in the direction of my toe. And now I'll start climbing up the hill. You back foot it in front of your board, and then just bring the board up behind you and push off your toe foot. So I'm pushing off my foot there, stomping and pushing. So have a go at that. So we'll just do that a couple of times in a little circle, practicing both your heel and your toe stop. So off you go, George. That's good. Now drop your heel. Perfect. What we could see there is she started turning in the direction of her heel. That's good. Watch out. Watch out. Tricky's going to come down there, so just give him a bit of room. So, yeah. That's good. And he's come to a stop just by putting his toe down. You can give yourself a little bit of a push off if you like, just if you can't get started in the thick snow. That's perfect. Or what you can do now is you can even try a little jump or something like that, just to get a feeling of keeping your body centered over the board. So the most important thing in here is when you do jump, just to keep your body centered and remember that triangle. So what I'll do now is just jump and keeping a stable position. So I'll do that while I'm sliding. So pushing off, sliding, jump, put my toes down, and I'm turning. So just practice that one. That's good. Now practice that on the run. That's good. Perfect. Over the board. Nice. What we'll do now, just follow me up, so we'll get a little bit more speed for the stop. What I'll do this time is I'll actually throw a snowball in your direction. You see if you can either hit it out of the way or throw it back to me before coming to the stop. So the idea of it is not to cover you in snow, but to actually just make sure you're keeping your body position nice and centered, even though there's bumps or there's something else happening. So here we go, just get a bit more of it now. So I'll be throwing the snowball, hit it out of the way, and then just use your toe to stop. So you'll have a bit more speed on that one. So you might have to put your toe down a bit harder. Alright. Give it a whirl. You can always push off just to give yourself a bit more speed. Perfect, ready? Nice. That's good. Good upright position through the whole thing. Ready? Nice. That's perfect. Now, whichever one you've tried there, your heel side or your toe side, try and try the opposite one now. So I think you've been using your toe each time, so try and use your heel this one. So I'll show you using the heel, body nice and centered, and you just swing around to your heel side. Okay, everyone well done on your beginner isolated turns. What we're going to do now is start linking the turns together, so it's going to be going from your toe side turn, and then up to a heel side turn, then back to a toe side, then a heel side. So we're going to be doing 4 turns in succession. Now, as we demonstrated before, the 2 most important things with these turns is going to be keeping your body centered over the board, keeping your arms out like a crucifix is the most important thing when you're doing these turns. So I'll be going along toe side along the hill here, turning my upper body, keeping across to 90 degrees, weight on the front leg, and that's going to drag my board around to the line of the hill. When I'm on that line of the hill, my board is going to change edge, keeping that angle with the upper body, which is in turn going to rotate my lower body and my legs, bringing the board around, and then we'll be parallel with the hill again, traversing on the hill, bring your body back to center, keeping the weight evenly on both legs. Then for the next turn, turning your body again as far as you can, the back leg's going to come around, you'll change edges, straighten your body out once you come parallel to the hill, and equal weight on both legs. So remember, just the most important things here are going to be keeping the body centered over the board, turning in the direction that your board is going to be going, making sure your legs follow around, and keeping the weight on the front leg to turn the board and just drag it down the hill. So I'll give a little demonstration now. I'll do 4 turns. I'll end up down near that pylon down there, so you guys do your 4 turns. I'll give you some feedback and we'll meet up there. So just come down one at a time when I give you the signal. Okay, so heading across the hill, equal weight on both legs, upper body's turning. So this one I'll get you to do 4 turns again, but try as much as you can to close your eyes, just so you can get a feel for the balance of the board and feel for turning down the hill. See how you go, mate. Do 4 turns and I'll meet you off to the side again. Okay, next.
There's a snowy lens.
That's good. Turning the upper body, that's good. Equal weight on both legs. Turn that upper body right round. That's really good. Equal weight on both legs. Turning that upper body. Alright, just come through to me. Come through to me. That's really good. That's good upper body as well. What I might get you to do on this one, just to make sure that you're really centered before you're setting up that next turn, I'll get you to do another 4 turns down here. Yeah. And just as you're traversing across the hill, just give a little hop, like we did earlier. Just give a little hop so you're centered and balanced before you start doing the next turn. So if you head off and do that one, and I'll give you some feedback when you do that. So do 4 turns and I'll meet you off to the side. Any problems, mate? All good? Okay, next. Good. Turn that upper body right around. That's good. Now balance. Turn that upper body. Good. Now balance both legs. That's good. Alright, now come across to me. That was really good. So here you go, Berglund, heading down, just giving a little jump in the transverse line. That was really good, George. Only thing, what we want to do is really get parallel to the hill. After the turn, you're still facing down the hill a little bit. So come parallel to the hill. Make sure you're literally in line with going across the hill, equally balanced on both legs before starting the next turn. So I'll watch you on this one, but just make sure you really get parallel to the hill before starting the next turn. Okay, so head down and just meet up with the guys there on the left to the side. Watch out for the skiers.
Alright, good stuff.